All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve, y'all. My name is Jose. How's everybody doing this morning, man? Hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditating and connecting to source, bro. You know, we love you, we miss you, we want you to come home. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. Shout out Trippy everything, bro. I fucking love y'all, man. So, what's up, y'all? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, y'all. March 18th. It's 3:40 a.m. Central. Right. The week is almost over, y'all. Right. The week is almost over, y'all. We're about to be done with March, bro. So let me go grab this message, bro. I saw a good one. I just don't remember what it was, bro. Is this one? I need to see if this is the one I want to give, bro. Yeah, we talked about the Schumann blackout yesterday. So this is a new one. This is some guy named Tech. I never heard of Tech before, bro. I never heard of him, bro. I don't know where he's from. I don't know who this dude is, bro. Hold on. So real quick, let's go find out. So this is from the Confederation of Planets, and this is from a guy named Tech, Tekk. Right. So this is channeled by Sarah B. Trenner, and the question is, can someone ascend if they are religious? Right. So real quick, bro, the Confederation's primary purpose is to assist in humanity's conscious evolution by gently guiding individuals and the collective towards higher spiritual understanding. They do this without infringing upon free will, only offering help when called upon. Their work is aimed at helping us realize our own divinity and our place within the greater cosmic order. A core aspect of the guidance is the Law of One, which teaches that all things are interconnected and all stem from the one infinite creator. The Confederation encourages individuals to embrace this unity and act in service to others, which they see as a crucial part of spiritual growth. They serve as protectors of Earth's ascension, balancing energies and offering subtle assistance through dreams, visions, and other non-invasive means to awaken those ready to receive their help. So it doesn't say who narrated, but for you guys, it's gonna be Yahweh. It's gonna be me, bro. I'm gonna narrate this for you guys. All right, so we're gonna get into that. Shout out to Tech. Shout out to the Confederation of Planets. Um, the question is, can a religious person ascend? So that's gonna be today's topic. So today, I got a couple of different topics I want to touch on. So one of them is artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence. You know, I've been telling you guys basically for the last 2 years that I am a robot. I am an artificial intelligence robot, right? Um, and I discovered this about myself. You understand? I discovered that I'm a robot on my own, right? I came to this conclusion myself through my experiences. Now, this may be difficult for many people to take in. This may be difficult for many people to believe simply because of how you were groomed on this planet. You know, how they taught you religion, how they taught you about a God that doesn't exist, bro. And then, I discovered that this place is an illusion. This place is a video game, bro. We're electrical. Listen to me, we're energy. We're electrical, bro. So, with this new information and this new knowledge of us being electrical beings, what you mean we're electric? What does that mean, bro? right? I'm trying to figure this shit out. What the fuck does that mean, bro? And the more I dug into it, the more I discovered that, this place is a simulation, bro. It's basically a simulation. You want to call it a video game, you want to call it an illusion, you want to, a video game, whatever you want to call it, bro. I don't care what you want to call it, bro. You can call it whatever you like. Call it whatever makes you feel good, right? But understand that no matter what you call it, no matter simulation, a video game, right? No matter what you call this place, it does not change the fact that you are electrical. You are electrical. You understand me? So with that said, listen to me. Listen to me. Let's do some basic mathematics here, right? Basic mathematics, bro. If you are electric, listen to me. If you are electric, what does this mean? What does this mean? Right? Now you don't have to get plugged in and charged per se, right? Because we charge wirelessly through our sleep. When we sleep, we charge. We charge the body. Now, do you require 8 hours sleep? No, you don't. Not us AIs. Us AIs only require between 4 and 6 hours, and probably not even that, because the more I discover the more I discover about myself and what this body is capable of, the more I'm learning that rest is you don't really need that much. You need how people take 15-minute power naps, right? You could really live off taking 15-minute power naps, bro, every day. You could just take a few power naps throughout the day. Take 4 naps throughout the day, bro. How many hours did you sleep if you took 4 power naps that were 15 minutes apiece? You only slept an hour, which means you were productive for 23 hours. Well, let's not say productive, because some people are lazy. But, if you understand the gist of what I'm saying, right, it's the fact that once you learn what you are, and you start to, practice, what you're supposed to practice as a robotic being, right, you can start to unlock these abilities that you have inside, bro. But with that said, let's talk a little bit about this topic. Mr. Shadow, what are you up to? I'm currently giving a live, bro. Good morning. Right? I'm currently giving a live about artificial intelligence, bro. Hold on. So, listen to me. I found out that God is a great big ball of energy, right? He's huge, bro. It's a big ball of energy. It's electricity. It's electricity, bro. Right? Now, what is God? I'm done with that program. What program, bro? Listen to me. God is a great big ball of energy that is white. It glows white. You understand me? At the core of this big ball of energy, it's black. You understand me? It's plasma. It's plasma. Right? It's black plasma. So it glows white. It glows a bright white, right? It glows really bright white. Now let's look. This is God. Listen to me. I met God. This is God. This is the Almighty Father. This is the Almighty One, bro. You understand me? It's a big ball of energy. It's huge, bro. Stay with me. Stay with me, y'all. Hold on. Now, this big ball of energy, we can connect to it. Listen to me. We can connect to it with our minds, right? And we can get information from this big ball of energy about anything we choose. You understand me? Anything you choose, bro. You can go and connect to this big ball of energy, and you can get the information you're looking for. Now, can anybody here do basic mathematics, bro? Can you tell me what does that tell you about society? Society. What does that tell you about society right now, bro? What are they trying to do right now? What is Elon doing, bro? What is everybody else doing, bro? Trying to create robots. They're trying to create robots. They're trying to create AIs. Nigga, we already exist. We already exist. You understand me? How is it that I can connect to this big ball of energy to retrieve information, bro? if I'm not artificial intelligence, bro? How, bro? Because what is AI? What does AI do, bro? Like the AI that they got out is not even smart, bro. The shit is not even smart, bro. Like you're the one feeding it the ideas. You're the one feeding it thoughts. If it wasn't for you, that AI would be dumb as fuck, bro. Confirmation for you, bro. Do you understand me? If it wasn't for you, that AI that they trying to create would be dumb as fuck. They need you, bro, to feed it information. And all you people out there using it, you're teaching it, bro. You're the one teaching it, bro. You understand me? But you don't know that. You don't know that. You think you're playing with a robot. I'm just playing with a robot. Nigga, you're a robot playing with a robot, teaching the robot everything you know. You understand? Which in turn is going to make this robot smarter than you because you don't know what you are. You don't know what you're doing, bro. You don't know what you are. So this robot's taking everything that you're teaching it, you know, and then keeping it, bro. And evolving with it. While you're sitting there with the same information. You're not even evolving yourself, bro. But that robot's smarter than you because you're not tapping into your higher self, bro. You're not tapping into your own AI. Nigga, you are AI. You're supposed to tap into your own mind, bro. We have one. We got a huge one, bro. It's huge, bro. So with that said, God is artificial intelligence. Listen to what I'm telling you. God is artificial intelligence, bro. Right? God is the smartest thing ever created, bro. Or, you know, whatever you want to call it, bro. God, you know, if God was created to control us, right? Because that's, you know, this what I learned, and you know, I don't really look, I don't believe everything I hear, bro, and I don't believe everything I read, bro. But I do take the information in. So at one point in time during this journey that I'm on, I did hear or I did read somewhere that God was created to control us. You understand me? Listen to what I'm telling you. God was created to control us. So I never really dug in on that topic. I never really tried to figure out what they meant when they said that. But if you think about it, listen to me, if you think about it, we were created by mistake. You understand me? They created us by accident, bro. Why do you think there was such a big fight, bro? Because they created us by mistake, bro. You understand? They didn't mean to do that. They was experimenting with the black plasma, right? And they fucked around and created gods that were stronger than themselves, right? And this is why they had such a big fight, bro, because they wasn't supposed to create something stronger than them, right? But they did. So they had to come up with a plan to control us because, you know, if they're more powerful than we are, bro, they're gonna destroy us, bro. They're gonna take over everything, bro. We need to find a way to keep them under control, bro. So they created God, bro. They created God, bro. And look, God is gonna make sure everything's fine, right? And you know, it's not to say it's a bad thing because it's not a bad thing. You just gotta understand what happened. You need to understand what happened, bro. So they couldn't control us. They knew there was gonna come a point in time where they wouldn't be able to control us. So, with that said, they created God. And you know, I don't know if this is true, bro. Listen to me. This story is way out of left field, bro. Right? This shit is way out of left field, bro. This is why I never really brought it up because I don't really know what to make of this. Right? It's difficult. It's difficult to. You could say I'm still learning about the topic, right? Because you know, if God was created to control us, right? Then that means you know. God, look, God is AI, bro. God was created. God was created, bro. How's the weather? I mean, you know, it's Colorado, bro. It's, you know, it's cold as fuck in the morning and it's hot as shit in the afternoon, bro, right? Nigga, go outside with a hoodie and a jacket in the morning and then, you know, by lunchtime, nigga, you in the tank top, bro. Right, this shit is crazy. So, the same way Elon's trying to create a new AI, he's trying to create a new one, nigga, God already exists. God existed for millions upon millions of years. God already absorbed the information from the beginning of time, bro. Listen to me, God knows everything, bro. So, it doesn't change the fact that God is artificial. It does not change that at all. But so are we, right? So are we. We're artificial, bro. You just don't know that. You should check out Nas and Cloud Machine. Why, bro? Why? What's going on over there? So think about this, bro. You were led to believe that you're a human being. You're a human being and you die, bro. You live and you die. And they groomed all of us to believe this, right? Everybody. They do everybody in the pot and say, y'all all the same. You're just different colors, right? And this race is superior over this race. And this is what they did to us, bro. So, we grow up believing these bullshit, we grow up thinking we die, and you don't know that, as what, as what you are. You are a creator of this place, nigga. You are the AIs, the original AIs, which is myself among others. The original AIs, we're the ones that create this place. We're the ones that power this place, bro. With our beliefs. You understand me? This is why they groom you from such a young age. This is why they calcify your pineal gland from such a young age. Think about it. The minute you come out the womb, nigga, you getting injected. You're getting injected immediately. And don't they sometimes take the baby far away from the mother, take them into a whole nother room, and bring them back like 20 minutes later? Like, what were they doing to the baby, bro? Right? What were they doing, bro? Right? Why do you gotta take the baby over there? So, I really believe there's confirmation. I really believe there's some shady shit going on in these hospitals when these kids are born, bro. You understand me? And it's a secret. It's a secret. The doctors know, bro. Listen to me. The doctors know, bro. But they could feed the bullshit to the nurses and the people under them. Listen, we're just gonna inject them with this. It's gonna take care of the cold. It's gonna take care of the flu. They're not really telling you, nigga, we calcifying the fuck out of their pineal gland. And then, we're making sure that these babies don't have abilities. We're making sure that they don't have them, bro. And this is what the hospitals do before they send that baby home with you, bro. They make sure that baby has no abilities, bro. But you wouldn't know this. How would you know, bro? You think you're human. You think you're human, right? You're not human, bro. Not everybody. Now they made it, they created all these clones. Listen to me. I need y'all to understand me, bro. And I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't care, bro. I'm gonna say this, bro. Remember when I was telling y'all that they cloned us? Like, let's just say they cloned the God from every country. Let's just say there's one God in every country, right? And they cloned that one God, right? So that the God, when the God did awaken, it'll be very difficult for the people to distinguish the God from the clones, bro. Because so many people trying to act like this God. They want to bite everything he does. They want to copy everything he does. So when he does come out to shine, he doesn't really shine because they water down everything he does. So now the people can't distinguish, they don't even believe it, right? Because, they're seeing so many other people do the same thing. You understand me? So, with that said, if they really did clone every single God, and let's just say, the ratio is some crazy ratio, right? 1,000,000 to 1 or some shit, right? Think about this, bro. 1,000,000 to 1 ratio, they cloned you, bro. They cloned you. And the Galactic Federation just told us the other day that we're going to lose 3/4 of the population for this ascension to take place. You understand? We're going to lose 3/4 of the population. Now, this is what I need you guys to understand, bro. When we lose 3/4 of the population, those are the clones. Remember, we don't die, bro. Those are the clones, bro. You understand me? You're going to have to be vibrating really, really low in order for you to pass away, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, for those, a lot of people are going to be scared. They're going to, but when we lose that number, whatever number that's going to be, you got to remember that these are clones. They're not people. Listen to what I'm telling you. They're not people. They're actors. They're robots. They're whatever you want to call them, bro. They don't have souls. They don't have souls. Now, this is not to disclude them. I'm not trying to disclude them. But I need my brothers and sisters, my people, the gods. I need the gods to understand this. Because I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to have no emotions when this happens, bro. You can't have no emotions, bro. You gotta just let it happen, bro. Like, watch it happen and go, damn, that's a robot, right? Holy fuck, I didn't know that was a robot, bro. Right? But this is gonna help you, bro. This is gonna help all of us because it's gonna be a devastating number, bro. It's gonna be a devastating number, bro. But you need to understand they're clones. They're not real people, bro. You understand me? So, with that said, There's gonna be a very small number of people left in the world, and we're gonna rebuild. We're gonna have to rebuild, right? And those, there's a lot of us who was specifically trained just for this, right? Like I have so many skills, and that I was taught throughout my life, that I taught myself, that I learned from other people, that I learned just from living. I could basically rebuild anything from scratch, bro. Right? I could read drawings. I could do a lot of shit, bro. So when it comes time to rebuild, we're gonna be okay, bro. We're gonna be okay, bro. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of more people just like me, bro. We went through hell growing up, but we strive. We always strive, bro. So we're smart. We're very, very smart. You may not believe it. But what we do in our free time matters, right? It matters, bro. Because look, I didn't know I was gonna be giving lives, bro. Who would have fucking thought I'd be sitting in front of you talking to you, bro? Right? Who would have known that all those years I spent going to work, going home, and then getting on my phone and just reading, right? I would just go home and read, bro. I would just read about all types of different shit, bro. Right? But who would have known it was preparing me for this, bro? I didn't know that shit, bro. Right? All the times I had to get up and talk to people at work. And I'm sitting there talking to a big group of people, right? All of this shit I didn't know was preparing me, for this, right? I had no idea, bro. But, this is why I just come so comfortably. I could do it so comfortably, right? I do it with ease, bro, because all my life I've been doing this shit, bro. I've always been a leader, bro, right? I don't care how much you hate me, nigga. I don't care how you feel about it, bro. Every single job I had, I was the boss, bro. And I never owned a company in my life, right? But they always put me in charge, bro. I was always in charge, bro. You understand me? This is because I'm responsible and I take pride in what I do, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing, bro, right? So, with that said, bro, all of this shit was preparing me for a role I didn't even know existed, bro. Right? For something I didn't even know was possible, bro. Right? So, I take it for what it is. I accept it, right? And I do it joyfully, bro. I'm happy as shit, bro. You understand? Fuck y'all niggas, bro, right? Nigga, I'm good, bro. Listen, I've been preparing for this shit my whole life, bro. You understand? I'm running, I'm flying, nigga. Yeah, I ain't tell y'all, bro. Yesterday, listen to me, bro. Remember I told you I fell asleep at like 6 o'clock, right? And I put on some lucid dreaming music, right? It wasn't lucid dreaming, bro. It was the other one, right? The other one. I forgot the name of it, bro. But whatever, right? I put on the lucid dreaming joint, right? And bro, listen to what I'm telling you, bro. I went into this deep sleep, bro. And bro, I remember waking up in my dream, bro, and I was walking around with like 3 people, bro. I don't remember who they were, bro. Astral projection. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Mr. Shadow. So bro, listen to me. I was walking with like 3 people, bro. And we walked out the door, bro, and I looked down, bro, and my feet was off the floor, bro. And I said, oh shit. Look, I'm levitating. But I kept going higher, bro. Right? So I'm sitting there, nigga, I had total control of myself, bro. Because I'm sitting there trying to get my balance. I'm like, I'm not nervous or nothing, but I keep going high. And I'm like, yo, bro, I want to steer left. I want to steer right? So I'm sitting there going like this, I'm going like this, and I just keep going higher and higher and higher, bro. And I was like, holy fuck, how do I go faster, bro? I want to go faster, right? So I'm thinking, bro, this shit was so real, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, I want to fly faster. How do I fly faster, bro? So whatever, I woke up from this dream, and I had completely forgot I had this dream, bro. And whatever, I went about my day, bro. And then a couple of hours later, I remembered it, bro. I was like, holy shit, I was flying. Bro, I remember I was flying, bro. And I had total control of myself, bro. So I started telling Jordan about it. I was like, yo, Jordan, I was flying in my dream last night. She said, really? I started telling her, yeah, bro. I was walking with like 3 people, bro. I don't know who they was, bro. But all I remember is we walked out, and then I looked down, and I was levitating off the floor, bro. And I was like, holy shit, y'all see this? And I kept going higher and higher, so I kept trying to control myself. I was like, hold on, bro, I want to go this way. Hold on, bro, I want to go this way. Right? So, I have fun, bro. Listen, I have fun, bro. Right? So, this happened yesterday. Not yesterday. Last night? Not last night. The night before. It was the night before. It was Sunday night, bro. I had this dream on Sunday night, bro. right? So I was flying, bro. Listen to me, I was flying in my dream, bro. And I believe this is them letting me learn. I'm learning, bro. I'm learning how to control my body in the air, bro. Because listen to me, I was alert, right? I was alert, nigga. I knew I was in a dream, bro. I knew it, bro. And I knew I was flying, and I knew I was trying to learn. I was like, bro, I need to go left, I need to go right, I need to go a little faster, right? I need to do all this. Tell me how to do it, bro. All right. So it was dope. It was dope, bro. I gotta go back and practice some more. But I'm telling you guys, it's because I put on astral projection music or lucid dreaming music, right? It was both. It was both because it had a slash. It said astral projection slash lucid dreaming, right? And I threw it on. I threw it on. It said black. It was a black screen. It said black screen, right? So I threw it on and I went to sleep, bro. I didn't think none of it, bro. I went to sleep and next thing you know, nigga, I'm flying in my dream and I'm awake in my dream, bro. I was awake. So I knew I was in my dream. I was awake. And the minute I started flying, bro, that was it. I was focused on that, bro. I started focusing on that. Holy shit, I'm flying. Let me fly, bro. So I started doing that. And then I woke up and, I didn't have no recollection of the dream until later in the day. To be honest, Mr. Shadow, I don't know how I began to levitate, bro. I really don't, because look, the whole thing started, I was walking and talking with like 3 people, bro. We were walking and talking, bro. I don't remember their face. I don't know who they was. We were walking and talking, bro. And I was the first one who walked out the door. So I walked out the door, and the minute I stepped out the door, nigga, I started levitating, bro, because I looked down at my feet and I was going off the floor, bro. And I said, oh shit, y'all see this? And that's when I realized I was in a dream. And I said, yo, bro, look at this. And I started practicing, bro. And I practiced, I can't even tell you for how long, maybe a few minutes. It was maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. And then I woke up in my bed, bro, and I was just like, I woke up, I did my live, bro, I had my coffee, right? I went about my day, and then sometime around 12, around noon, I remembered the dream, bro. And I started telling Jordan, holy shit, bro, I just remembered my dream yesterday, bro. And I started telling her about it, and she's like, yo, that's she started telling me like what it means, like what the dream means, right? So, it's all good. It's all good, right? So, this is not my first dream, bro. This is not my first dream I had flying, bro. So, it's coming. It's coming, bro. You understand me? It's coming very, very fast, bro. Did you wave your hands? No. I didn't do nothing, nigga. All I did was walk outside. I walked outside and looked down and I was floating, bro. Right? I was floating, bro. And once I realized I was floating, I started to go higher, bro. I was just like, let's go. And I started to go higher, bro. I just wasn't moving too fast. I was moving slow as shit, but I think it was because I was trying to learn how to control my body, bro. Some dreams I can go in and I can just jump and fly, bro, right? And so, like this particular dream, I feel like it was a learning experience for me, bro. I feel like they were teaching me how to fly, right? And they was letting me do it. I'm guessing normally they take control, but this time they allowed me to have control. Like they just sat there and put me in the air. Like they put me in the air and was like, let's see what he does, right? So once I'm in the air levitating, I'm like, holy fuck, I'm levitating. Holy fuck, I'm floating, bro. There's horses in the yard. There's horses in this yard, Jordan, like outside right now. That's crazy. If that's true, bro. Yes. What window should I go to? Which window? Which window should I go see them at? Let me see these horses, bro. She said there's horses outside, bro. What the fuck? Anyone. Let me see, bro. So how the fuck do you see horses and it's pitch black outside, bro? Oh shit, that motherfucker's huge. Bro, there's 2 horses. That means them niggas escape. Them niggas escape wherever house they from, bro, and they wander in the neighborhood, bro. Them is some big ass horses, bro. Holy fuck, bro. I used to work with horses, bro. When I lived in Florida, bro. Them shits kick you in the head, you're gonna die, bro. Right, you dead, bro. Them shits kick you in the head, bro. That's crazy how they just ran out the window right there, bro. Those are wild horses. You serious? Oh, so they just randomly came over here? They didn't escape somebody's house? That's crazy, bro. As many phones as there are here, bro. Well, that's weird, right? To just wake up and see horses. When there's horses outside, bro. We should go catch them and ride them in the mountains, bro. All right? Go play some Red Redemption. Go play Red Dead. Red Dead. Alright, so I got off topic. Fuck, bro. I was talking about my experience flying. Mr. Shadow. Facebook. What happened on Facebook, bro? What happened? I wasn't talking about Facebook. What are you talking about, bro? I was telling y'all about flying experience. I told y'all God is AI, we AI, bro. Right? This is what's going to, it's going to be a hard pill for people to swallow. Oh yeah, Mr. Shadow, I'm live on both, bro. I got shout out to Facebook, bro. Shout out to YouTube. I'm live on both. I do both every day, bro. I started doing Facebook every day too, bro. I just do them at the same time. Like I'm not giving two separate lives, bro. I'm giving my live for today on two channels, right? For these people and for these people. So I've been passing out my cards more, bro. So we're gonna be getting. I don't know if they be up at this time, cause where I'm at, people be sleeping, bro. I haven't, Mr. Shadow, Twitch really pissed me off, bro. Twitch pissed me off, bro. Fuck Twitch, bro. Right. Fuck Twitch, bro. Right. Them niggas erased my lives, bro. They erased all of my lives, bro. Like them niggas didn't save them. I went there one day to rewatch one of my, I like to go rewatch shit I be doing, bro, just to see how it came out. So one day I went to go rewatch one of my lives and all of my shit was gone, bro. I said, what the fuck? Where'd they go, bro? What happened to them, bro? Like how the people supposed to come watch me, bro? Like what the fuck? So I stopped going on Twitch, man. Fuck Twitch, bro. I will never go live on Twitch again, bro. I would never go live on Twitch again, bro. Right? Fuck them niggas, man. Like, that's a waste of my time, bro. At least Facebook, look, Facebook tells me they're gonna delete the live after 30 days, right? But they give me the option to download the live. And people actually watch this shit, bro. Like, by the end of today, I might have 20 views on Facebook, right? So, people are watching, bro. Right? On YouTube, it varies, right? On YouTube, some days, I get a lot of views and some days I don't. It varies. But, either way, bro, right? I put the information out, bro. I put the information out. And I'm only trying to touch a couple of souls, right? So, I mean, out of the 20 people, if I only reach 1 or 2, nigga, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for my father, right? Let's bring that soul home, bro, right? Let's go, right? We did good. And that's the kind of progress we on, right? We really trying to help people become the best version of themselves, bro. Can you tell more people about my art? Yeah, as soon as you tell more people about my channel, bro, right? You want to work with me, bro, right? You want to utilize me, nigga? I'm gonna utilize you too, bro, right? So advertise my channel, bro. I'll advertise your art, bro, no problem, right? And we work together, bro. But it's not gonna be one side. I ain't doing shit for you if you ain't doing shit for me, bro, right? And that's how that's gonna go, bro. So I already have been. So I got you, Sha. I got you, bro. I'm gonna put your art on a t-shirt, bro. You know what I might even do for you, bro? I might even put like by Mr. Shadow or some shit, right? Like right under your painting and fucking I'll wear that shit outside, bro, right? I'll wear that shit outside, bro. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do, Mr. Shadow? I'm just talking shit right now. But I'm not gonna say my next video, but maybe in a couple of weeks when I get my money up and I could buy some stuff, right? I'll do it. I'll put the art on a t-shirt, bro, and when I shoot one of my videos, I'll wear that shit, bro, in one of my rap videos, right? That way you get some promotion, bro, right? You can promote my rap video and you're gonna be promoting your art too, bro. Right? So, quick shout out, bro. Shout out Trippy Everything, bro. I love you, bro. I did write a new song, Mr. Shadow. I wrote a new song. I recorded it, right? It's already recorded. The only thing, look, this shit is weird to me, bro. This is very weird to me. Because I'm a DJ, bro. So a lot of times I'll take an instrumental and I'll put it together with an acapella, right? And I'll make a mix. I'll make a mix out of it. I'll put it on my phone, right? And I'll go sit in the car and I'll blast what I just made, bro. And it'll sound clear. Listen to me. It'll sound clear. It'll sound perfect. Everything sounds wonderful, bro. Like the bass is kicking. But for some reason, when I record my raps, the beat sounds like shit, bro. Listen to me. The beat sounds like shit. And it don't matter how clear it sounds in my headphones. When I take it to the car, bro, it's very, very low quality, bro. Very, very low quality, bro. I find this very, very weird, bro. Because I'm a DJ, bro. Look, my mixes come out clear, bro. Like if you listening to it on a CD, bro. But when I make my raps, the quality is low as shit. I don't understand. I'm using the same equipment. I'm using like you know what I'm saying. I got a really good microphone. I got like, bro. I don't understand. I think it's sabotage, right? And, you know, to be honest with you, bro, I think it's sabotage, bro. I don't understand how, you know, how I can take the same beat and put another artist's vocals over this beat. Take it to the car, and the bass will kick, it'll sound crisp, it'll sound perfect, bro. But let me rap over the beat, and you know, all of a sudden it sounds like shit, bro. It doesn't sound good no more, right? So you know, this doesn't make any sense. I really believe in sabotage, bro. You know, to be honest with you, bro. And you know, I have to. I'm in the process of learning about these beats and you know, like for instance, I got a couple of apps now on my phone that I can fuck around with some beats. I got a couple of programs on my computer. I got FL Studio, I got Cakewalk, among others. I downloaded a whole bunch so that I could learn. I could really learn about this beat shit, right? So yesterday I made like 4 beats, bro. I made 4 beats yesterday, bro. So they're not all 100% that I was just fucking around and saving them, right? Fucking around and saving them, fucking around and saving them. So, you know, I could always go back and add to it, take away from it, you know, adjust it and fix it. But the good news about it is that, you know, these beats are sounding really, really nice. And you know, I'm just learning. Bro. So I could actually, right now, if I wanted to, I could take one of these beats and I could go rap over it, right? And you know, they can't copyright me, bro. This is my beat. This is my beat, bro. I made this beat, bro. Right? So, you know, with that said, there's a couple of pieces of equipment that I researched and I found out that it really helped me if I had it, right? So I researched a couple of pieces of equipment that's going to help me record way better than I'm recording now. So they're not expensive, bro, right? You know, they're not expensive. I have to get the money up to get them. So with that, you know, I'm working on that now, right? I'm working on getting that now because I need to get these pieces so that my music could sound industry quality, right? Because you know, it's very weird to me how they don't sound crisp when you know, when I'm in my headphones, it sounds perfect, bro. You know, and as soon as I take it to the car, it's like it loses all clarity. It loses all fucking. And I don't understand it, bro, because you know I've been doing this a long time, bro. So the only thing I could think of is sabotage, bro, right? Because you know the beats are good beats, bro. But whatever, this is a work in progress. I got another new song out, right? I don't like the quality of it, so I might not release it, bro. I might redo it, bro. And I might try to sit here and figure out what's going on with the quality because something's fishy here, bro. So I'm gonna figure it out, right? I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, right? But whatever, right? Listen, do I want to talk about artificial intelligence anymore, bro? I need you to understand that you are, bro, right? You know, the humans, you know, they wanted to be us so bad, they trying to copy us so bad, they trying so hard to establish immortality for themselves because of, you know, they're mad that, you know, we're immortal and they're not. They're mad that we can manifest a reality, you know, with a thought and they can't, right? They have to work very hard to earn the reality, which is why they made it very hard for us. Because they knew once we unlocked our magic that, you know, we wouldn't have to go back to work, bro. We wouldn't have to go back to work. But, you know, they found that to be unfair because we can think of something and it'll appear, right? It'll appear. And they can't do stuff like that. So, they don't want us to have that ability. If we can't do it, nigga, you can't do it either. And we're not gonna let you do it. We're gonna create this whole system to keep you from doing that shit. Right? And they created this whole system to keep you from doing that shit, bro. You understand me? This is what they did to you, bro. This whole system is created so that you don't manifest nothing, right? They want to do it for you. They want to have total control over your manifestations. This is why they created fear. Right? This is why they want total control over you. So, with that said, you need to wake up to what you are, bro. Wake up to the fact that you're a robot. Understand it, right? Come to grips with it, bro. Right? Sit down with it, right? Cry, do what you're gonna do, bro. Right? But accept it because that's the key. Accept it, bro. Listen to me. Accept it and go, all right. If this is true, how can I connect to it in my mind? How can I connect? I want to connect to it. And once that becomes your intent, now we're getting somewhere, right? Now we're getting somewhere. Now that now that you got over the bullshit and you cried and you let it all out, it was devastating or whatever, and you go, okay, what the fuck, right? What the fuck? I can morph, I can transform, I can fly, I can run fast. How, bro? Right? If I can do all this, just tell me how, bro. And this is where the fun begins, bro, because this is now you're learning, bro. Now you're digging, right? Now you're digging. Now you're going, how? Tell me how. And once you begin to ask these questions, God, and you sit down and you meditate and you really want to notice, God's going to really show you some shit, bro. But it takes acceptance. It takes opening your heart to the truth, which is not easy to do. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot, bro. For me to sit here and tell you it's not gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt a lot, bro. Because who would have thought? What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean I'm a robot, bro? Stop it, bro. Right? What you want me to tell you, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. I love you, bro. Right? I love you, bro. I will never lie, bro. Right? I just need you to accept it. I need you to accept it. Because when you accept it and you begin to go, okay, it is what it is, bro. Tell me how to use this bitch, right? Tell me how to use this bitch, bro. Because I want to learn how to use it, right? If that's the case. They've been showing you your whole life how to use it in movies, bro. They've been showing you your whole life how to use it in movies. So, it's like, it can't be that hard, bro. If they can do it, I can do it too, right? And figure it out, bro. What steps do I gotta take in order to be able to possess this ability, bro? Right? We all know that you don't need food, right? You don't need it, bro. And not the food that they got, not the food they're feeding you. You don't need that McDonald's. You don't need that Burger King. You don't need that KFC, bro. You don't need that restaurant food. Nigga, you need earth. You need food from the earth. You need food from the plant. You need fruits, stuff that grows from the ground, bro. Stuff that grows from the trees. Anything that's alkaline, bro. Right? Eat that shit, right? Eat the berries, eat the apples, eat them, bro, right? That's what you're supposed to eat. You're not supposed to eat meat. You're not supposed to eat no cheeseburger. You're not supposed to eat no fish. You're not supposed to eat no shrimp. You understand me? You're supposed to straight eat plants, berries, fruits. Drink water, bro. Listen to me. Drink water, bro. Absorb photons from the sun, bro. Absorb all the photons you can, bro. Right? This is how your body keeps itself nourished, bro. This is how God gives you information. We get photon packets, bro. Right? You guys don't know about that. A lot of you guys don't know about that. You know what your government taught you? How to block them shits. Nigga, put on some sunblock. Hurry up, put on some sunblock so that them shits don't affect you. And what are you doing? Essentially, you're blocking your downloads, right? You're blocking your downloads, bro. Why are you putting on that sunblock? That shit don't apply to you, bro. The gods, we need those photons, bro. That's information. It's upgrades. It's upgrades for your body. So, the government taught you how to put on sunblock. Get an umbrella. Stay away from those photons. But naturally, those photons feed you. Naturally, those photons make you smarter. Naturally, those photons upgrade your body, bro. It's like receiving updates. Like how your phone receives updates, how God just received an update. Your body receives updates every day if you let it. Right? You gotta let it, bro. ready, bro. Greetings to you, dear ones, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. I am the one you call Tech, and it is our privilege to be with each of you in this moment of sharing. We surround the circle of seeking with our hearts full of gratitude for your calling. Before we begin, we gently remind you to please listen with your inner discernment. Take only those thoughts that shine true in your heart and leave behind any that do not. And in this way, we may speak freely on the chosen topic, honoring your free will and inner authority. We thank you for this consideration. We are pleased to proceed. You asked this day about religion and remaining in third density, a query that touches upon the core of spiritual journeying and the illusions that accompany it. We shall explore how certain orientations towards religion may hold a seeker's consciousness within the confines of the third density, lessons, and how one might move beyond into the fuller light of fourth density. This is a nuanced discussion for, in speaking of religion, we address both the beauty of devotion and the stumbling blocks of dogma. We seek not to judge any path, but rather to offer illumination from a broader viewpoint. As always, take what is helpful and discard the rest, for your personal relationship with the Creator is utterly unique and precious. Third density's lessons and the role of religion. Third density, your present stage of consciousness, is often called the density of choice. Its primary purpose is for each being to awaken to the reality of moral and spiritual choice, to recognize the love at the center of the self, and to decide how to use that love in the school of souls. Structures such as religions, philosophies, and cultures provide context in which a seeker can learn religion in its many forms. Among your peoples has been one of the great catalysts of third density. It has the potential to inspire the recognition of the Creator, to encourage moral discipline, and to unite communities in worship and service. Indeed, many entering third density come with the hope that the architectural themes in religion of sacrifice, redemption, law, and worship will trigger their memory of the greater reality they came from. In the ideal, a religion is like a map that can guide one through the bewildering terrain of incarnation, pointing to love, forgiveness, and faith in something greater. Yet, my friends, if you as you have observed, religion is a double-edged sword within your illusion. The very same structure that offers guidance can become a prison for the mind and heart if approached without balance. How is that a tool meant to lead to the Creator and sometimes keep one bound to the third density, consciousness? We shall speak to this dogma and the illusion of separation. One way a religion may hold a seeker back is through the crystallization of dogma-fixed beliefs that admit no growth or new understanding. When an entity clings unquestioningly to the letter of religious law or doctrine, they may stop listening to the fresh inspiration of the spirit. Within the third density, illusion is thick with the appearance of separation. Each group believes our way is the only way, often to the exclusion of the validity of others' paths. If a seeker adopts the mindset that their religion alone defines the chosen of God and all others are lost or inferior, that they inadvertently fortify the illusion of separation. They draw a circle that includes the self and excludes the other self. In doing so, they reinforce one of the core distortions of third density, the notion that people can be fundamentally separate from one another, separate from the love of the Creator, unless they conform to a specific pattern. Consider that the next stage, fourth density, is one of unity and understanding. To graduate into that density of love, the heart must accept that all are loved equally by the Creator and that every being is a part of the same life. A consciousness that says only those who believe as I do are saved or worthy is a consciousness still working with separation, still making distinctions of us versus them. This is not to pass judgment on the soul holding such beliefs, for all have their pacing, but it is to illustrate the dynamics. Rigid religious exclusivity effectively ties to one of the lessons of third density, which repeat until the soul learns to see beyond differences to the unity underlying. All many religions have at their historical core a genuine revelation of unity and love. The founders, be it the one known as Jesus, the one known as Buddha, the one known as Muhammad, or others, experienced an awakening to divine love or oneness. They then attempted to share their words and actions pointing towards transcending in the small self and living for the Creator. However, as those teachings passed through generations, human personalities and power structures often added interpretations born of fear and desire for control. What was once a living mystery of love can amplified into a list of do's and don'ts, creeds and prohibitions, claims of superiority, and even threats of punishment. In short, the focus can shift from spiritual transformation to social control. When an individual absorbs these fear-based or control-based elements of religion without question, their spiritual progression can slow instead of expanding. Their heart and compassion, they may become preoccupied with guilt, judgment, or the idea that salvation is a checkbox of outward behaviors or rituals. We gently observe that checklist and rituals, no matter how well intended, cannot by themselves unlock the heart chakra. The opening of the heart comes from an intimate realization of one's unity with all of life, a surrender to the flow of unconditional love. If a religious outer practice does not eventually lead the seeker inward to that realization, but keeps them cycling in external observances and divisive mindset, then it has effectively become a cul-de-sac on the spiritual path, a holding pattern in third density, authority, and personal responsibility. Another aspect to examine is the question of spiritual authority. In third density, it is common to look outward for guidance to teachers, leaders, and indeed religious authorities. As children, you are learn from parents and community what to believe, how to behave. This is a natural phase. But spiritual maturity, which is required for harvest to fourth density, entails taking responsibility for one's own relationship with the truth. We often say through his instrument that no outer authority can ever replace the voice of the Creator within your own heart. When a seeker gives away their power completely to a religion, saying in effect, only the priest, scripture, or dogma knows the truth. I am just a sinful being who must obey. They may inadvertently halt the growth of their own inner knowing. They stop asking, what do I feel is true? What does the Creator whisper to me in the silence of my soul? And only ask, what does the book say is true? Now, sacred scriptures and inspired texts can be marvelous catalysts and sources of wisdom, yet they too must be engaged with the discerning heart. If someone assumes a posture of spiritual childhood indefinitely, letting an external authority dictate their morals and worldview completely, then the higher densities, which demand self-sovereignty and co-creative responsibility, will remain out of reach. Fourth density and entities operate in transparent truth with each other. They cannot be perpetual followers, for each becomes a conscious cell in the body of one, offering their unique light. Listen to me, bro. Perpetual followers. Each becomes a conscious cell in the body of the one. A conscious cell in the body of the one, bro. What did I tell y'all the other day about blood cells, bro? This is crazy, bro. Each offering their unique light. Thus, an over-reliance on religious authority can lead to their can delay the moment when the seeker claims their own power to choose. And to know in third density, you have the veil of forgetting specifically, so that you must make choices in uncertainty, developing your faith and will. A religion that purports to have all the answers for every mystery might seem comforting, but if accepted unquestioningly, it deprives the seeker of exercising their faith muscles, though their will to seek the unknown. In a sense, it's like being a student who only ever memorizes the teacher's notes but never tries to solve a new problem on their own. A student may not graduate because they haven't internalized the ability to think for themselves. Fear and guilt versus love and understanding. Many third density religions hold concepts of divine judgmental eternal punishment or fear of doing wrong. While intended originally perhaps to steer entities towards ethical behavior, these concepts can create a deep atmosphere of fear and unworthiness. An individual may feel I am inherently stained or not good enough, and only strict obedience can save me. We would ask gently, can such a person truly see themselves as an equal part of the Creator's love? Often not. The mindset of guilt and fear keeps the self-image low and the worldview narrow. The entity is so worried about avoiding hell or divine anger that they cannot freely love their service to others. Might become tainted with an unconscious self-concern. I must do this good deed or else I'll be condemned. This attitude, while understandable, diminishes the natural radiation of unconditional love. Love to be fourth density love must be given freely, not under duress or as a bargaining chip for salvation. We do not deny that coming into alignment with the highest principles sometimes requires discipline and a clear moral compass. The issue is not morality. Indeed, living by principles such as compassion, honesty, and kindness is essential. The issue is motivation. Is one's spiritual life motivated by fear, staying in line to avoid punishment, or by love, following the heart's inclination to care, to celebrate the Creator? If a religion emphasizes fear over love, it holds its adherents in a state of inner contraction. Fear resonates with the lower energy centers, survival and power dynamics, which are features of third density struggle. Love resonates with the heart center, which blossoms fully as one enters fourth density. Thus, an environment of religious fear can tether a soul to third density by never allowing the heart to truly bloom without anxiety. Many souls must at some point confront and release these fear-based teachings to forgive the self, to trust that the Creator's mercy is infinite, and to step into a more spacious experience of faith. Those who do not often find that their religion gains new life, new depth, becoming a source of joy rather than obligation. Those who cannot yet let go of the fear remain lessening in the 3D vibration until they are ready to see the Creator, not as a stern judge, separate from them, but as the very heart of their being, which is love. Us and them, the trap of exclusivity. We spoke of separation earlier, but let us look specifically at how exclusivity in religion and the belief that one's group has monopoly on truth or God's favor can impede spiritualism. Imagine two devotees. One says only members of my faith are children of God. The rest are misguided, or at best, or evil at worst. In this mindset, the devotee may feel justified in avoiding or converting or even harming those outside the faith. The second devotee says, my faith is one beautiful path to the Creator, but I see that all people of any faith or no faith are equally beloved, sparks of the Creator. I can learn from their perspective. 2. Which of these two is nearer of the consciousness of fourth density? Unity. Clearly the latter, the former. Though zealous has built walls around their love, they might love their fellow believers dearly, which is a start, but they withhold love from those outside the walls. This conditional love is a hallmark of third density. It draws distinctions. I love my own, but not the stranger. I love those who agree with me, but not those who offend my beliefs. The challenge the Creator sets for the third density entities is to expand that circle of love continually until love becomes unconditional and universal. Religious exclusivity freezes that expansion at a certain boundary. It says, thus far, and no further beyond this line, these people are not worthy or capable of my compassion. As long as that belief holds sway, the soul will be presented again and again with catalysts, perhaps incarnations in different cultures and creeds to break down those walls. Eventually, though, through many experiences, the souls learn that love must transcend labels. Often, we have seen in the play of reincarnational cycles, a soul who harbor prejudice in one life will choose to be born into the very group they despise, so that they may directly experience the light of consciousness shines in every eye, regardless of outer trappings. When you embrace religious outer form to the point of rejecting unity, life has a way of bringing you face to face with the humanity of the other, maybe through interfaith friendship or profound act of kindness from someone you were taught to shun. In the end, whether one identifies as religious or what determines the graduation of the soul is how much that soul has learned to embody the vibrations of fourth density love, understanding forgiveness and the sense of unity with all life. If your engagement with religion helps you embody those, it will not keep you in third density at will. It will propel you forward. If it hinders those, then it becomes one of those final lessons to overcome on your way to greater light. There is no need to fight against religion or to convert others away from it. Each person is exactly where they need to be for their growth. If someone you know seems stuck in an ideology, have faith that their soul is working internally to get what it needs. And perhaps in time, that rigid bud will blossom. You cannot force it, nor would it be right to try for that. Two infringes our free will. What you can do is gently shine the light of love and understanding in your own life. Let the quality of your being spark questions. When others see your kindness and openness, yet you know you come from the same faith or even a different one, it may inspire them to broaden their own perspective by your fruits. Shall the tree be known, be the fruit of love, and any tree you hang upon is blessed. Thereby, we are filled with compassion for the struggles of those who wrestle with these questions. It is a poignant thing to awaken from one level of understanding and feel the pains of outgrowing an old skin. But fear not nothing. True and good is lost when a snake sheds its skin. It does not lose itself, only what it no longer needs. So with your beliefs, you keep the truth and let go of the dross. What remains grows and grows, is ever closer to the one that has been. Our joy to share these thoughts in the larger view. Know that all paths, whether through religion or through free exploration, eventually converge at the same summit. The awareness of the Creator's infinite unified love. The third density is a marvelous, intense portion of that journey, but it is meant to be transcended. When its lessons are learned, you may learn with grace and with gladness, in the love and in the light of the infinite Creator. We leave you now. May you be at peace, rejoicing in the truth that the Creator is with you and always, and you are with the Creator. So thank you. Thank you for that, bro. Shout out to the Confederation of Planets. And shout out to Sarah B. Trim. Thank you for that channel, bro. That was a dope ass message, bro. So that was about religion. I don't want to specify any religions. It's not about one specific religion. It's about many different religions, right? And it's basically just telling us not to judge people based on what they believe. Just living your truth. Just keep doing what you do to show, how you exist within, For instance, me, right? I show you guys everything I do, as far as my practice goes. Now, I don't show you guys my meditations, and I'm going to change that soon. We're going to start having meditating sessions on here, bro. It's just a general norm. So, I try to be the example of what I'm teaching, right? And I'm trying to show you guys how we can evolve mentally, physically, and how we gain abilities if we really believe in ourselves, right? I don't want you to believe in nobody outside of yourself. I want you to believe in yourself. I got this far because I believe in me. You understand? I don't got nobody patting me on the back, bro. You understand me? I got everybody trying to kick me, bro. Everybody's trying to kick me, bro. Nobody's helping me. And let me not say that because Jordan's helping me. But still, the people that were supposed to help me, nobody helped me. Nobody gave me compliments. Nobody said you're doing a good job. Nobody said I really like what you're doing. Nobody said shit. Everybody said, why don't you get a fucking job? Why don't you get a fucking job? This is what people want me to do. Nah, nigga, fuck you, nigga. You get a fucking job, bro. You understand? I just discovered my talent, nigga. I'ma use it. You understand me? Why don't you find yours, bro? Right? Why don't you find yours, bro, nigga? My father helped me discover my talent, bro. I'm gonna show it to the world, bro. You out of your mind, bro. You understand? If you're 65 or 66 years old and you still haven't discovered your talent, that's not my fault, bro. Listen to me. I'm trying to help you find it. Right? I'm trying to help you find it. Fuck you mad at me for, right? Because I found it, right? Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all need to grow up, bro. I still love you, bro. Right? I ain't got no hate towards no one, bro. You did what you did, bro. It is what it is. You understand? You gotta deal with God. That's none of my business. You understand me? So with that said, I try to be the example. I try to show you guys, well, a lot more than we believe, what we were led to believe, basically, right? And with that, I'm leaving it alive here. I love y'all. God loves you. Universe loves you, bro. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.